Aloha and welcome, beautiful souls. This is Dewi Maile Lim here. I am the creatrix of quickening. Woo woo! We're here for quickening time. Woo woo! And this is a beautiful offering from my heart and a co-creation, co-creatrixion with all of the beautiful sisters who have been raising their hands to participate in this Embodied Feminine Leadership Speaker Series. And this literally was birthed within weeks from an inspired idea from another speaker series I was on LinkedIn, just recently having gotten back into being present on that platform and just feeling a real gap, I guess, in terms of the types of experiences. And let me mute my Telegram. Sorry, one second. The types of circles that I'm used to playing in. And particularly, I know LinkedIn has women like us and people who are doing amazing things, but I just haven't really seen a venue and a platform for us to come together under the auspices of embodied feminine leadership. And each of us expresses that in different ways. We may be mothers, we may be in the corporate world, we may have our own solopreneur business, we may work with clients. And whatever the case in the way that you express your embodied feminine leadership, this is your platform to share it and to be amongst other women who feel called to this movement that we're co-creating together. And so we will be broadcasting to LinkedIn once I get the tech all situated live going forward. And there is an opportunity, if you're here as a guest and you're not yet on the roster to speak, for you to raise your hand to do so. There is no barrier to entry to be able to share your voice on this series. I just want to let you know that I already got more than enough women to fill all the slots to lead us through to the next 2 months. I haven't booked everybody yet, but now is the time to come on board if you are interested. And this may go beyond the 2-month period. I'm just going to see how it all flows. And I have a feeling, though, this is going to be something that we carry forward beyond. So just reach out to me. The best way to connect someone with me is to send them my LinkedIn link, and I'll get that to you. So we're stimulating activity on LinkedIn so that, and even if your profile isn't up to date and you're not at a place where you feel like LinkedIn is like completely representational of where you're at, that's fine. Please don't let that be a barrier to you reaching out to me. Here is my LinkedIn, and I'm going to be dropping all of our speakers' LinkedIn handles in here today too. So I wanted to briefly introduce the 3 women that I have with me on the panel today. And the way that this is going to work is I'll introduce each of you briefly, and then we're going to go in the same order after that for each of you to do your presentations. Each of the women have 10 minutes to share, and it's really free reign, whatever you want to speak to, and weaving in any element of this embodied feminine leadership piece is really welcome and encouraged, however you'd like to interpret that. And then also within that 10 minutes to please share how we can connect with you more. Where would you like to have us continue the conversation with you? So there is this opportunity for you to have a call to action and to have all of us continue to build this beautiful connection that we're doing. We also have a Telegram group for all of the women who are interested in being speakers. So please do reach out to me if you want to be added to that. And we also have our LinkedIn event. So each week I'll be creating a new event for the featured speakers. And on that event tab, you can click on networking, and everyone who's RSVP'd, whether they were able to attend live or not, has a direct link to their LinkedIn profile. So that's also another way. Please feel free to network in the chat, share questions, whatever's coming forward, any ahas or highlights of what these women are sharing, any aspects of why you're excited to be here. Like, let's just keep a beautiful dialogue going. And the same on LinkedIn. We can use the event as a way to continue the conversation. And then the replay will go out to everyone who has opted in. So once you opt in once, you're registered for all 9 weeks. So if you're on here, that means you've opted in and you'll get the reminders. And I think that's it for now. Okay, I am going to just introduce everyone briefly, and then we'll go in the same order and start and then I'll pin each of you when it's your turn so that only you are on the screen. So for now, we're having our little platform here. So the one more thing I'll say is my whole mission in life is to connect women. And I've been doing this in circles online and in person for over 10 years now. And in particular, I love playing in like the conscious entrepreneurship, global awakening, and sovereign living realms. So this embodied feminine leadership piece kind of merges, I believe, all of these things and in ways that we'll see how this evolves. This is an experimental zone. So please, have grace with us as we navigate creating something new here. This is I've never seen anything like this done before. I would liken it to a cross between a podcast and a summit. Although with summits, often there's a barrier to entry for a speaker to be featured. You have to have, sometimes upward of 10,000 people on your mailing list. And I didn't want to have to go through all of that. So I see how not having a barrier to entry, it's more about this call to be here rather than I have to have all these things in line in order to participate. So again, please, if you're feeling inspired to reach out to me, let me know. Let's connect. Let's do a new paradigm way. Let's really anchor in this new paradigm way of collaboration over competition, of sharing our voices, taking a stance for the things that we believe strongly in, embodying our thought leadership, really, and supporting in a spirit of camaraderie and sisterhood each other. We are the birthers as women of humanity, really, literally, whether you're a mom or not, you have the ability to birth new worlds. And that's what we're doing here. So it's really about anchoring in this new way of being with women in business, in leadership. All women are invited. Anyone's invited, actually, to listen in. I'm mainly featuring women, though, to speak, just women who identify as embodied feminine leaders. Okay. Yay. Okay. Thank you for all the love. Keep it coming. Okay. So here are our sisters today. So we have the beautiful KARYN Lee. She is just give us a wave, KARYN, so we know who you are. She's a new Earth Midwife, guiding humans to their innate majesty through creative alchemy and an invitation to honor their wild soul's full expression. Yes. And then I'm moving on now to Melody KIERSZ. And Melody helps women uncover the true essence of who they are, liberating their true expression so it shines like a bright beacon that empowers and inspires people who follow you to connect and also attracts soul-aligned clients. Yay, welcome being here, Melody. And then finally, we have Vicki. Vicki Mizel is an expert at helping people sharpen and enhance their mental abilities. That includes memory, creativity and intuition, and Vicki shares how important it is to grow new neural branches in your brain so you experience healthy longevity into older age. I'm so excited to feature all of you. Okay, so I am going to pass the baton to you, lovely KARYN. I'm going to unpin each of us so you are the soul spotlight. And I'm excited to receive your beautiful wisdom, and go ahead and unmute.
Thank you so very much. It feels amazing to be part of this flagship sailing across the seas of LinkedIn with our collaboration. It just lights up my heart. I still have my birthday roses to smell. And thank you so much for putting this together and including me. It means a lot to my heart and my whole being. Before we get into more words, I want to invite you to close your eyes just for a moment and feel your connection with wherever you are seated, standing. Feel your feet. Feel where they are. Drop some roots through to the core of our planet, to that core crystal. Take some deep breaths. Make some sounds with that exhale as those roots drop deeper in. Give a little wiggle or shake, whatever feels delicious, to really have you land in your body right here, right now. And also invite your cosmic connection to grandfather sun, all the way out to the central sun, farther out still to the void of creation, the no thing. Take breaths in silence to breathe between sounds. Noticing the space between every material cell of your being, the space that is the majority of reality. As your body is held, nourished, caressed by this planet, by your own hands, your own miraculous hands might caress this face that you embody, this smile. And remember the healing power of your hands. If there's some place on your body that just wants some reassurance, some holding, some more of those gentle caresses, I invite you to invite your whole self to this experience. Whether you're in an ecstatic, shake it, groove it mood, or feeling quiet and tender, to honor yourself for showing up for this experience and for the entire being that our planet, our whole life systems, you showing up here reverberates out to every being. So thank you. I could just hang out in this space all day. I don't know about you, but something that came through this morning as I was going about my little, oh, and I didn't set my timer. Of course, I meant to. I'm in the timeless already. So I'm going to take away maybe, I'll just set it for 4 minutes and we'll see where we are in 4 minutes. As I was going about my morning movements and whatnot and what's it, I remembered the 3 most dangerous words in our English language. I know that. I just remembered how whenever my brain says, oh, I know that, then I shut down to this moment and to my curiosity about, oh, well, if I already know what the rose smells like, am I going to like bury my nose in it and enjoy it again? So just noticing in your own self if there are places of I know that need a little encouragement to put on their curiosity hat and be welcome to the party that's starting over in every new moment. It's kind of crazy that life is only happening now. And yet my mind races ahead to the future, zips back into the past. And so we have this time machine right here. And I just invite you to the now, again, with this breath. Maybe close your eyes again if that feels safe and secure to you. And ask your soul for some little message. It doesn't have to be a lightning bolt. Sometimes the soul whispers really quietly. Sometimes it does send a lightning bolt. And if you didn't hear or receive anything, that's okay. Sometimes the soul is very mysterious and it wants to be courted a little bit and given a little more of our luscious here now time and attention and breath, delicious sensory inputs, silence, music. I love working with music and dance and taking long walks in nature. So whatever your soul most enjoys, I invite you to come take me up on an offer to spend 55 minutes with your soul's wild expression. And we will tune in particularly to you, exactly where you are, what might be stuck, often turns into the messenger. That's creative alchemy, is how we use the body, what is in this moment, to give us an insight about something we might not have gotten to any other way. I would love to spend a luscious hour together, and I'm not sure where we are in our time. I just delight in breathing, listening, and tuning in to what the new now has. Thank you for playing with me today.
Yay. Am I unmuted? Yes. Oh, thank you, sister. I'm so grateful to connect. Please connect with beautiful KARYN through the links that I just shared. I apologize, the LinkedIn one is not hyperlinked, so I will include the HTTP going forward. But I think you can figure it out. Yay, everybody give a hand for Miss KARYN. Woo. Yay, sister, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you and look forward to continuing our dance. And I think I might take you up on one of those sessions. All right, I'd love to introduce next the beautiful Melody. And she's tuning in from Berlin. So good evening, sister. Let me unpin you, KARYN. So Melody, feel free to do, a more formal introduction as well of yourself if you'd like. You're on.
Okie dokie. First thing I would like to do is just give you guys a trigger warning that I cuss and I sometimes use language that is vulgar. So, just letting you know in advance, and if that's not something that you feel ready to receive or to listen to, then feel free to mute me. It's funny because I also wanted to guide some embodiment, and I'm just gonna say, I'm gonna invite you to just sense right now where your body is at and what your body sensations are. So if it feels right for you to close your eyes, or if it feels better for you to keep them open, but just notice what is your body feeling? Is there tingling? Is there tension? Is there heat? Is there a feeling of contraction? Is there a feeling of expansion? My heart right now is beating harder. It started about 10 seconds before I had to unmute myself. And I have this tingling on my skin that feels very, very alive. And so I'm just inviting you to notice for yourself, what is going on in your body in this moment. I know why my heart is beating so hard. It's because I have no idea what's going to come out of my mouth right now. And that's for me, it's where I play in embodied leadership is actually being in intimate connection with the moment and with the present, and in a way just throwing myself into it wholeheartedly, full souledly, and just see what happens, meet it as it is, and connect with myself and with everybody around me, and also with life in the moment. And so this is for me one of the hallmarks of embodied leadership, and something that I have heard referred, I haven't coined this term, as surrendered leadership. And it is this thing of meeting the moment and being in connection with what is going on, right? And I just find this style of leadership, I love the idea of bringing this into spaces like LinkedIn, where that's not this is not the prevailing style of leadership, right? This is not we have, been in this patriarchal, capitalistic, kind of top down sort of culture where the leader is up here and they know everything and they're the expert, and then everybody else follows them, right? And it's interesting to me when I've started thinking about leadership and the kind of leadership that I think is so necessary in the world right now is this thing of like, how do we actually assign credibility? Like, what makes someone an authority, and like, how do we code that, right? Like, what does it mean? Like, who are the people that we want to follow and why? And who are the people that we're like move away from and like why, in terms of like what makes someone an authority, right? And like, I feel like we have fallen into the trap of like, oh, somebody who has like credibility is somebody who has their shit figured out. Like, is somebody who's like prepared and ready and knows everything in advance and doesn't make mistakes. And like, you know, like, because goddess forbid, if they make a mistake, it means that they are not apt to actually lead. And it's like, no, we're all human. Like, you know, even the people that we think of as leaders that that we don't know, that like they have those struggle moments, they have those mistake moments, they have like, you know, and you have these like people, it's like, oh, the fall from grace like moments, you know, with celebrities or politicians or whatever. And it's just like, they're human, like everybody else, right? But like, we put them on this pedestal of like, they have to be perfect. And like, this is how we code what makes someone like sought after, an authority, like an expert or whatever. And the reality is that all of those people are human beings who maybe they're not showing out in the world, that they also don't know that they have struggles, that they have self-doubt, that they have all of this, you know, human stuff, the full range of the human experience. Like, we just don't see it because they're not showing it. And then we make it mean that like, oh, they have it all figured out and they're living on some like party yacht on the Mediterranean or something, where everything is like perfect and like they have no issues and no problems, right? And that's just not real. Like, it's just like what we are sold. And I feel like the world is so ready to like be done with that, right? Like, we want leadership that is more human, that is more embodied, where mistakes are okay and welcome. It's about repair. It's not about like the mistake, right? It's about you know, showing up in the moment and actually connecting. And it's leadership that it's not top down, it's a circle. We are all leaders, we're all here together, we all have something to learn from each other, right? And so like, for me, this thing of like embodied leadership, surrendered leadership, like, or if we want to call it feminine leadership, even though, you know, I really want men and people who identify as men to also like welcome and adopt this style of leadership, because I feel like it is way more empowering, actually. Like, it is empowering to show up in a way where like mistakes are okay, where I don't need to be perfect, right? Like, where I can like show that I don't know, I don't have my shit together all the time. And that's like empowering for me. And it's also empowering for everybody that follows me and that is in contact with me. And it gives them a permission slip to also be the leader that they are born to be, because they don't need to be perfect, right? So like, for me, it's like, let's step off that pedestal that's so fucking constraining and constrictive, and like, you know, just like be ourselves and give ourselves that permission to show up the way that we are, meeting the moment, meeting ourselves, meeting the people around us, and collaborating together. And it's just like this thing that I just have such a yearning for. I feel like for so long I was stuck on this thing, because I always like, vulnerability is my superpower. Like, you know, I'm happy to like air my dirty laundry out in public. Maybe I'm a bit of an exhibitionist, but I feel like it's so empowering for people to see like the full range of experience and to normalize that. And like, I've always been told by so many coaches, like, speak from the scar, not from the wound, you know, like, you don't want to talk about when shit is going down in the real moment, because then people won't buy from you. And I'm like, fuck that shit. Like, really, like, I feel like it's so disempowering. Like, we all go through stuff, even when we're showing up, even when we are coaching, even when we are selling. And it's not about not having those things. It's about, how do we deal with them? How do we move through them, right? Like, how do we live with them and hold ourselves in them and still show up and still be leaders? Like, it's not somehow all of a sudden you're not going to have self-doubt or like fears or whatever. We're all human. That's always going to be part of the journey. And the more visible that we make ourselves, the like actually there's more stuff, right? So that's like what I'm about. And I have like my embodied leadership and visibility mastermind that I actually was so funny because I literally was about to start launching that. And then I saw like the invite for this. And I was like, whoa, like so aligned, like so aligned. And I'm so excited that there are more of us who are bringing this into the world. And so if you like resonated with anything that I just spoke about, if you are somebody who is a soul-led business owner or somebody who is a thought leader or something like that, and you really want to sort of like undo all of that conditioning of like, this is how I'm supposed to show up. Like I should be authentic, but only this part that's authentic, that's like the acceptable and palatable part. And all the rest I should like keep hidden because people are not going to hire me if I don't. If that's you, like come talk to me. I'm offering like free 45-minute consultations so that you can actually like hear more about what the mastermind is about and see if it's the right fit for you. I'm going to put the link actually to my Calendly so that you can do that. It's a free consult. I would love to talk to you. I feel like we are the new wave of like people who are just like creating this change. And I'm just like super fucking excited to be here with you. So thank you.
Oh, thank you, sister. So cool to think about this, you know, piece and feel into this piece about how we're showing up. Is it truly authentic? And are we censoring ourselves out of some box we've put ourselves in? Will you also put your LinkedIn to your, the link that I put in, I apologize, isn't connecting to your page. So test it first and then drop it in. Same for you, KARYN. Feel free to put in your, all of us share our LinkedIn, can all connect with each other. Thank you. Okay, Vicki, I'm gonna highlight you and you are on. Just unmute. You need to unmute. Let me see if I can unmute you. Let's see. You're still muted. One moment. I think I have the. Are you able to unmute? I'm not sure. I'm asking to unmute, but it's not unmuting you for some reason. Yeah. I'm not sure why. Let me get us into a different view here.
Okay,
There
I
you
got
are.
lost there. I got lost there.
Oh.
That was a little scary.
Now I've
Hi
found
there.
you. Take a few deep breaths. No rush. Yay, whenever you're ready, love.
All right. Well, first of all, I'm so grateful to be here. It was on my list of goals to do more speaking engagements, and then here it's able to attract it, and with this group of beautiful, empowered women. I wanted to talk about my experience of using my own listening and how I was able to heal myself from a brain injury. I teach memory training, and it's not rote repetition, uncomfortable, boring memory. It's using creative pictures. And as you see these pictures and make links together and re-see the pictures connected together in an action, like an action verb, seeing the pictures, it comes to life and it actually enlivens the brain and causes new little neural branch growth. So for 18 years, I had learned this memory system. I was teaching it in the schools. I was also teaching older adults, even Alzheimer's patients, and having results with it. And finding out, even in 1983, which some of you weren't born yet, that the brain could regenerate. And this was before it was, news like it is today. And when I was in grad, so I had developed this supersonic, incredible ability. And one of the things about it is I was practicing pictures, remembering through pictures and recalling through pictures. It started to take on a life of its own. And I started to see pictures as a guide to help me to the next step. So I was producing an audio series, doing advertising, and ideas would come to me. So my purpose really is for everybody to see themselves as they ultimately really want to be, and then to attract the things that will help them manifest that. And then if everyone in the whole world could be that self that they want to be, what a happy, blossoming world we would have. So that's really the thing that interests me the most. And the vehicle that I see happening through it is through the memory system. So anyway, 18 years later, supersonic powerful memory. I'm teaching school. I'm in Norwalk, California, live in LA, and I'm teaching Hispanic kids this memory system so they can feel powerful in setting their goals, seeing their goals, making action steps to have it, and teaching them kind of drilling them with the memory system. And as I'm on my way to school that day, it's rainy, I get hit like boom, boom, boom into a T-stop by a big rig truck, one of those huge, huge big trucks. And it was really scary. And it turned out I had lost my memory. So here I was, a memory expert, and I couldn't remember, I still tried to get to school. And the principal just said, "You're never going to teach again." And I couldn't tell who my students were, who were students in the hallway. I went to doctors at UCLA. They all said they couldn't help me. Of course, the brain doesn't regenerate. I said, yes, it does. And so finally, when and everyone had a different diagnosis. I had amnesia, one. I had frontal beginning dementia from another. I just had cognitive disorder from another. They didn't know what they were doing. So I realized I had to use my own memory system, but I prayed, and I met an 85-year-old neural engineer, and we met, and I told him what was going on, and he said, since your memory system develops up a supersonic memory, you need to be doing that. But you're slow, so go find some old people who are slow and teach them your memory system. And that's what I was able to do. And I improved, they improved. I wrote a book about it. And it took about 10 years because it really did take about 6 years for the injury to heal. But I was able to come back and teach again another probably 2 years as an English teacher. And then I got my dream job, which is teach drama. And I was able to do that for a decade. And so the thing that really was what saved me was my brother said, you know what it's like to help people from a good brain, a healthy brain, but now you know what it's like to have an injured brain. And you're going to be an even better clinician in your future. So I realized I couldn't really listen to the other doctors except for this 85-year-old neuroscientist, but I had to listen to me. And the intuition can come, sometimes we can hear it, but because I was so vibrant and using visual pictures, a lot of ideas would literally come in the form of pictures. And I was able to see that and be guided by that. And so that's what I want for you. It's a very simple method of just taking two different images, linking it with an action verb, visualizing, and then recalling it. And I have many free YouTube videos. So if you just go youtube.com and you type in Vicki Mizel, Vicki Mizel, about 5 little memory lessons will come on. And then I also have a book Q&A on the YouTube. And then the other thing that happened that was very interesting is my brother got sick with COVID. They told me he was going to die and that I should just watch him die over the phone. And I said, I don't think so. And so they said, well, we think it's too dangerous for you to come. This was the beginning of the pandemic. And so I just checked in with the spiritual teacher. He said that I was safe and visualized light all around me and was put in the light of the Most High. And I flew to be with my brother and really was guided to the right nutrition, the right support. And it was as if the seas parted. The hospital let me see him, even though it was kind of quote against the rules. They let me see him because they thought he was going to die. He didn't die. In fact, he was so good from the nutrition that he didn't have any long COVID, no brain problem, no heart problem. And then a friend encouraged me to write a book about that. So even, with yet another accident that happened that I won't go into right now, I was able to just complete another book called A Sister's Love. So I just wanted to encourage, I just feel everyone would love the memory system. It would just help them create whatever goals, desires, achievements they want. And then as your brain is so full of neural foliage, you're protecting yourself from accidents, illness, aging, dementia, and prevention really is the key to everything. I just saw a family put their loved one into an assisted living place. And it was really, in my opinion, it was unnecessary. If they would, have just really done proper diet, nutrition, she did exercise and the brain regeneration, and everyone was on board, then I think you can continue to have a happy, healthy, independent longevity for your life and manifest all your dreams come true. So I'm Vicki Mizel, and yeah, those are the links, and that's perfect. And thank you for listening, and thank you for all your wonderful smiles and nods. It's very encouraging. Thank you, Dewi.
Yay, beautiful. Give it up for Vicki. And I'm sorry, I forgot to give it up for Melody earlier too. So everybody give it up for all of our speakers. Thank you so much. Really powerful story, Vicki. And Tessa said, sounds like this could be TED Talk material. Yeah,
I'd love to be on TED Talk. I just need to know the right connection, how to get to it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, beautiful. So gorgeous. And I love the diversity of voices and really just the wide range of experience. And it's really awesome as well for me to reconnect with so many women through LinkedIn. How many years have we been on the platform and maybe have our high school friend or someone we worked with way back when? And I really feel like we're finding each other now. We're finding the others and creating this beautiful synergistic bubble of divine feminine light. That's really what I envisioned for us there. We have a little bit of time before the top of the hour. Does anyone who's in the audience feel inspired to come off mute and just share anything? If you have a question for any of our speakers, this is just kind of free time. Anything about what you're witnessing or experiencing here, your excitement for continuing the conversation, I welcome your voice. The floor is open if anyone wants to communicate. Welcome. Come on.
Hi there.
Hi.
Yeah, well, first of all, thank you for creating this. Obviously, I think it's gonna be it is needed. And I love the synchronicity for myself as well. I've been wanting to um, speak in a way with women or be with women who really want to collaborate. And actually, that might even be the subject of my talk, collaboration. But I love the speakers here today. I mean, I can tell like you all have that heart connection to what you're doing and what you're providing. I thought some of the insights on um, connection, Melody, you were talking about that intimate connection and connecting with others when you're leading. I think that's a really juicy topic. I'd love to hear more about that. And Vicki, definitely reach out to me. Like, let's just see if there's some way I can support you and connecting you to somebody somewhere for that TED Talk. I had a friend who was doing that kind of work. So even if she's not doing it, I might be able to get some sort of connection going for you there. The thing that inspired me, like that came in and while you were speaking, was the Jill Bolte Taylor story, right? Like she changed the whole our understanding of neurology and brain neurology through her personal story, and yours is different, but it's it's along those lines, and it could be very, very powerful for so many people. Yeah, so and personally I get that. I had a TBI years ago, and thankfully I didn't lose my memory, but I like impacting the brain is a big deal. So I'm glad you made it. I'm glad you survived that dang truck. All right, so Dewi, thank you. I'll stop talking now in case somebody else wants to contribute.
Beautiful. So glad you spoke up, and I can't wait to have your talk. Anyone
Thank
else
you.
feel inspired to share their voice? Would love to hear from you if you feel to.
Hi, I'm Marcy. I just wanted to say a quick hello.
Hi, Marcy.
Hi, I'm sorry I missed the majority of you guys. I didn't double check what I had after my 9 o'clock meeting this morning, but the little bit that I heard, I'm very grateful. Just to hear how the various journeys that we have to own our authentic power as women, and how do we bring that out into the world to help each other. And it's such a beautiful journey. I know I'm on my own, and I look forward to tuning into more of these talks. So thank you for bringing it together, and thank you, KARYN, for being a fearless newsletter sender to announce that you were doing this.
Nice to connect with you, Marcy. I welcome you continuing to tune in. And yeah, if you feel so inspired to even speak, let me know.
I'd love to. Yeah, there's definitely a few things up my sleeve that I'd love to share.
I'm sure there is. I'm sure there is. And
Yeah, don't see it.
This is a forum for that. Beautiful, sister. Thank you. Anyone else feel inspired? We have 5 more minutes.
Hi, my name is Lizzie, and I just wanted to say how inspiring each speaker was, and just so beautiful to see all that you're bringing to the world, and it's so needed right now. And so I appreciate, and I want to sign up with everybody because you're all just so inspiring. So I just wanted to say hi and thank you. Thank you for organizing this, and I'm so grateful to be here. And thanks to KARYN. KARYN also brought me here, so yay. Yeah, wonderful to be here. Looking forward to more.
Thank you, Lizzie. I love how you put your name, Liz, and then the big Z. That's really cute. And I'm so happy you're here. Yes, more, please. Awesome, sisters. Anyone else feel inspired? Okay, well, I will just wrap up with a few announcements. So every week I will be creating a new event. In fact, I'm going to go do that right now for the following week speakers. So stay tuned for those. Please connect with me on LinkedIn so that I can invite you. And you will have access again through the email channel as well, because I definitely think email, you know, for each of us here who have a list, or you know, that maybe aren't really using email as much, I really feel like it's such a beautiful way to really speak to your people. And so I've been finding through, you know, just a little bit of transparency here through my reaching out to see who's interested in speaking on this, I've grown my list pretty rapidly with very aligned, like-hearted women who are identifying as embodied feminine leaders. And so, you know, if you want to have something like this, you know, in your niche, in your kind of realm, or, you know, have a spin-off series, like, hey, more power to you. If I could assist you in any way to get that done, I'm open to it. I've actually advised on, managed and launched my own summits in the past. I know KARYN's definitely been involved with creating her own summit. And so this is a way that you can really grow your audience and find the others who are aligned and are meant to, you know, resonate with your work. And we're not for everyone either. And one of my things that I work on with my clients is really like being a stand for what your truth is. Not everybody's going to like that. So, you know, you have to be okay, or come to a place where your desire and your call to share your voice and be a stand for what you believe in and who you support is outweighs the fear of not being liked, being criticized, or judged. And so that is the precipice that I'm at. And I know that not everyone is a fit for me. However, I just trust that I will be guided and led to the women that are I'm meant to play with, and you are all part of that. So just thank you so much for being here. And let me know how I can support you to get your message out more and amplify what you stand for. Who knows what's going to be created out of this series. We're just getting started, and it's every week you're going to see the squares on this grow to be more and more and more people. It's the quickening. That's why we're here. All right, sisters, I love you all, even if I just met you, and I look forward to continue the conversation. I will have links again in the follow-up email with the replay to all of our beautiful sisters who spoke today. I'll make sure they're all working before I send the email, and I can't wait to continue this beautiful conversation. Please spread the word through LinkedIn and your other channels. Invite other speakers who you think might be interested in participating. Tessa, I saw you already made an introduction. Thank you for that. She did reach out to me. So yeah, this is happening in real time. Literally, this is the most momentous, like snowballing thing that I've ever done before. And thank you for being having grace with, like, as I get the tech stuff worked out. Because literally we're building this and co-creating it as it's happening. So we'll work out the kinks and get it all like shiny. And in the meantime, this is raw and real, and why we're here, to be embodied in our truth and show up as we are. And that is more than enough. So much love, sisters. Marcy, did you have your hand up? You wanted to say something? Come.
Yeah, I just wanted to clarify. So that email, the follow-up that you'll be sending, I suppose I got the link today because I signed up for your mailing list, and so we'll get that.
You're added onto the list now.
Okay, fantastic.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay. Thank you so much. Mwah. Have
Cheers.
a good rest of your day. Thank you, sisters. Aloha.
Thank you, everyone. Here's a little energetic
Aloha.
note
Thank you
from our
so much.
meeting.
Ooh.
Oh, beautiful.
It's a honey.
Ooh, nice.
Oh.
Thank you
This
for
is the
showing
quickening
us
of the
that.
hive. Thank you.
Yes, and Lisa will be
Mm.
speaking soon too. Bye.
Mm.
Thank you.
Aloha.